Okay, so the next part, I'm going to take this sponge with tweezers. I'm going to take some Vallejo gray green and get it on that sponge and just kind of hit different places at random. And you'll see the effect that that's given. Kind of gives it that random look. This is better than trying to do this with a paintbrush. But as you can see, that's what I got going on there. And I'll just put this pretty much all over the place, mainly in places where there's going to be some wear. But you see what we're going for, the look that we're going for. And you don't want it too heavy. You just want to keep hitting it at random. Just enough to mark it up, but not really make it look real bad. I mean, some spots can be heavier than others, like that one's a little bit heavier, but that's what you're trying to go for. So I'll go ahead and finish that up. And then I'll be back. So obviously, I didn't want too much on it, but you can see the effect that's given. Put some heavy spots here and there, and some light spots, just to weather it enough to where it's been out there for a long time. But I don't want it too bad off. All right, we'll move on. Okay, I've also randomly hit the gas cans and the helmets to give it that look. A little bit of rust and some wear and tear. And those are also, those go on the back right there. And I hit those too, those vent pieces and this cover. Okay, first we're going to take the AK Rust Streak and we're just going to paint a little bit inside around all this, just like that. It doesn't matter, we can get it all over the place because we're going to take this next and clean off the excess. I'll give an example. See this one right here. Oop. There's the difference. So we'll take a little bit of this and just lightly hit that in there, wiping it off on a paper towel. That'll bring out some of that. And as you can see, we're cleaning off the access, getting rid of that. Doesn't matter if you get it on the tire itself because that's going to get painted black like that one. So that is the way I do it. There's no rhyme or reason. You can even leave some of it on there, and it looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to take the sponge again on the tweezers. I'm going to take the Vallejo gray green and do the same thing I did on the body on this wheel. It's basically done, except for that I have to paint the tire. So go ahead and take this, and I'll dip it. I'll take that and just hit it here and there. And if I hit the wheel, it doesn't matter anyways. I still got to paint black. But that's about all I want. Just something like that. And I'll do this on the rest of these. And that's all I do. Just take a little bit of that and hit it. Actually, I should really put the lighter rust color on there first, but I'll just go ahead and hit it just so you can kind of see. It doesn't really matter, but there you go. Just enough to make it look like the paint's coming off and it's old and everything else. All right. Okay, and now there's the wash again. Same thing as I did with that one. And I'm just gonna kind of like hit the bolts and stuff. Maybe around the edges here and there. Not everywhere, just here and there. It's enough to give it a light color. And if I don't like it, I can always go back with the thinner and clean up what I don't want on there. But that is probably going to be pretty good. That's what I want. And then all I have to do is just hit these other ones too. And actually, I'll hit this one first. And I'll just clean all this up together with the thinner. And I'm just hitting it at random spots. There's no rhyme or reason. You don't have to hit it. You know, I usually go for like around the bolts and stuff. That'd be where the most wear and tear would be, where they'd be taking it on and off, where it would kind of peel the paint away, maybe around the rim area here and there. But that's about all we're going for. Something like that right there. And you can see the results on that one after it's all done. And now that that's taken care of, and these AK washes are pretty awesome. I'll show you that. I'll turn it. There's a nice picture on the back. So, and it is an enamel product, so you have to use thinner. You can't use water, unfortunately. So that's why I go back and kind of clean things up with the thinner. And then I keep a paper towel close by. That way I can wipe off the excess. But you can kind of see I'm lightening it up again. And it doesn't have to be perfect, that's for sure. Because when did anyone hear of perfect rust? Dirt and grime and paint peel. No such thing. So you can pretty much do it however you want. Or you can just really rust these up. It just depends on, you know, how long you want them to look like they've been out in the desert. So that is what that's going to look like right there. And you can buy other different AK products, but this is the one I'm using to clean it up. I mean, you can get other stuff. And then here's that. This is the dust I'm going to spray on all this when I'm done, and that'll give it that African dust effect. And that's also a enamel color, so that should be pretty interesting to see how that looks when it's done. And as you can see, I got all kinds of little things I gotta paint. I did put the gas cans on. They look pretty good. Haven't glued them down yet. I put that piece on. So there's some things that are on here. And then here's the gray green again. And that's what I've been using for that with the sponge. And we'll go ahead and hit that again real quick. Now I just dab it into a spot of paint, and then I kind of dab it on my tray too, and then I just hit it, and then however it turns out, it turns out. And that's it. That's all for that. And then here is the rubber black paint that I use. That's Tamiya paint, and that'll be for the tires, for painting this right here. Okay, so we'll get these finished up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, the wheels and tires are done, and they are glued in place. And then all I'll have to do is just spray on that dust later. And if there were any imperfections, those will all be taken out when I spray on the dust. So that's what we've got done so far. And time to move on to the next part. Okay, so the armor car is complete, except for the exhaust. I have not done the exhaust yet. That's drying and almost ready to go. Everything is glued together. The only other thing I have to do is the lights and the decals. But that is pretty basic. All the accessories I still have to do, but that'll be in another video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked, please subscribe. Put him in there, that way you can see. Oh, there we go. But if you liked, please subscribe and take the time out to thank a veteran today and tell them how much you appreciate them, and God bless.